What's up and good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of Talking with Rio. And you may say, whoa, this one looks a little different. Well, it is different because the man across the screen from me is built different. And you may ask, why is this virtual? Well, it's virtual because this man across the screen from me, his name is Dean Clark, and he just recently transferred to Fresno State out in California. Now, Dean, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell them why you're attending Fresno now. Tell them where you used to attend and just give a little background on yourself.
So first of all, I want to say thanks for having me on. It's an honor to sit, not sit, but virtually be across from you. So I just want to say thanks for that. And my name is Dean Clark. I'm originally from Massillon, Ohio. I went to school and played football with Mario at Kent State University, and then I decided to transfer to Fresno State because I felt it was the best opportunity for me to, reach my next level goal of playing in the National Football League.
I love that. So we're gonna dive straight into it today. You're from Ohio. You went to Kent State. You've lived in Ohio your entire life. You're used to this buffoonery of weather, the snow that snows every day, and then boom, you move to Cali. You know absolutely nobody. New team, new faces, new coaches, new roommates. Run me through that, and how did you get used to that? Run me through that.
Yeah, so it was definitely a change for me. Like you said, I've been in Ohio my whole life. That was part of the reason I decided to come out here because, you can't grow unless you go through something. You gotta get out there to grow. If you stay in the same place your whole life, you'll never learn about the world, you'll never meet new people, and you'll never be able to adapt to new circumstances. So it's been a nice transition for me. I think I'm a pretty bright guy, easy to like. So I met a lot of good guys out here and made some friends, and I'm enjoying my time so far.
That's great to hear. And I like what you said there. You said you'll never grow in life if you don't experience new things. So what you did, you put yourself in an uncomfortable situation because anybody would be uncomfortable moving across the country. Do you feel you've been there for what? Maybe a month or two?
About 2 months. About 2 months.
Do you feel comfortable yet? Are you adapted? Or are you still a little uncomfortable feeling things out?
No, I'm pretty comfortable. I said for me, it took me about maybe a week or two to get comfortable, get used to the scenery, the people. Everything's different. I'm the only dude from Ohio on the team. Probably one of the only people from Ohio in the city of Fresno. So it's different culturally and stuff like that. But I was able to adapt because, you got to adapt. And if you accept that, the sooner you accept that, the easier it is. So
100%. Next question I got for you, me knowing a little background on you. You couldn't play last year due to tearing your Achilles. And when you tear your Achilles, that's a major, major injury. It's an injury that affected the best of the best, Kobe Bean Bryant at the All-Star level that he was at. That injury affected his career. So, how did you get through that mental battle of having such a urgent injury, and now you're making your way back on the field? You're feeling good. You're flying around. Tell me how you got through that.
yeah, so for me, it was kind of just like sometimes you have to accept what happens to you. People like to, push it away and think, man, this didn't happen to me. This didn't happen. But sometimes you just got to sit there and accept it and realize that when you're at rock bottom, the only way is up. So I think I took a day after my surgery, and then the day after that, I was in the weight room and I worked out in the boot, in the cast thing, on the scooter around the weight room. So it was just, attacking and doing what you can with what you have. So that's the biggest thing in the mental battle. You can't feel sorry for yourself. Because if you feel sorry for yourself, you won't make it. You won't make it in life. You won't make it in football. You won't make it in business, and you just got to keep going. And that was kind of the mental strategy I put to it, and never felt sorry for myself. Just looked at what I could do better each and every day.
I tried to tell you guys the man sitting across from me is different. I don't know if y'all heard me or not, but he just said the day after he took a day, regrouped, and the next day he's working out in his boot. He's different. So where do you think that mentality came from? You think you were born with it? Like how most people aren't doing that. I'm letting you know that. Most people are taking a week, recovering, taking their perks, feeling sorry for themselves. Where did that come from? How'd you manage to have that mindset?
I give a lot of the credit to the city where I'm from, the small city of Massillon, Ohio. It's a real gritty town, prides itself on being tough, and all the men around that city, coaches and leaders and stuff like that that I've been around taught me, to kind of have that mental toughness, and I give a lot of credit to that to my city. So.
Hey, shout out 330. Yes, sir. Uh, couple more questions I got for you today, Dean. We're gonna move away a little bit from football and all that stuff.
Mm.
I ask everybody this question, and it's pretty vague, but what do you believe that your sole purpose on this planet is?
This is something, since I played football my whole life, it's something that I talk about because there is a life outside of football. And I see my purpose being something, I just want to give back. I think I really enjoy, you know, seeing kids accomplish their dreams. So I think in some way, shape, or form, when I'm done with football, I want to give back and find a way to be a role model for young kids that, you know, were in a position I was in when I was younger and want to be in the position I am now, which is, a college graduate, a football player, all that stuff and even more in the future that I'll be. And I just hope to one day be able to, be a role model for those
That,
children
that
and give them resources and ways to make their dreams come true.
that's a great answer. Now you said role model. So my next question for you is, what's something that you wish you could have told your 7-year-old self?
Um, that's a good question. Good question. I would just tell them, never give up, keep going. Never give up, keep going. Because
Okay,
life's hard, and if you want something, you're gonna fail, and you gotta fail to grow. So I'll tell them keep going, don't be scared to fail. If you're not failing, you're not trying, and just keep that mentality.
that's amazing advice. That's amazing advice. I don't think you can go wrong. You tell somebody to keep going and don't quit. That's If you got that formula down in life, you're not gonna fail. You're gonna win eventually if you keep going. Uh, a question that I do have for you, because I think that nowadays with the whole transfer portal thing, and that's a huge deal nowadays. The transfer portal every year gets flooded by thousands and thousands of kids. So I'm sure that the question I'm about to ask you, you can probably give advice to, maybe a kid next year who's in the transfer portal. So what would you tell a kid who's thinking about the transfer portal? What would you tell him to think about before he actually enters the transfer portal?
I would say, consult with your family, your close friends, and even your coaches at your previous school if you still have a good connection with them, and really ask them what they see, what they think about the situation, and what they feel is best. But ultimately, it comes down to what you feel in your heart, what's the best decision for you. Take that into account before you make a drastic decision because it's huge. Like you said, I'm across the country now, and that happened in a matter of 2 weeks, and I didn't know where I was going until 5 days before. So it's a big change. It can change your life a lot. So make sure you're okay and you're set with the decision you make, and bring those loved ones around you to help support you in the circumstance.
10,000%. 10,000%. Because you moved to a totally new program, you probably had to deal with first impressions. And your first impression is super duper important because it's really hard to take that back. So when you went to Fresno, and maybe it was the first day at workouts, that first impression, were you a little more urgent in your movements and how you were moving because you wanted to make a good impression? Were you being yourself? What? Tell me about the whole first impression thing.
I think I'm a reserved guy, so me. I don't talk much unless I need to. So I was just being myself. I'm a hard nose, put a nose to the grindstone, let's work type of guy. So I think everybody can get along with that type of guy, and I was just myself, and I didn't really put any extra theatrics or anything like that because that's not who I am. So
I love that. last question I got here for you is in 25 years, where do you see yourself in life?
So, can't predict the future, but in 25 years, I hope to see myself, with a beautiful family, somewhere comfortable and just inspiring the younger generations to, achieve their dreams, like I said. And if 25 years I'm doing something like that, with all I can ask for is health, a little bit of money,
Yeah.
and the opportunity to help others. So that's all I look for.
That's great. And I'm here to tell you that we're gonna look back on this interview in 25 years, and whatever you just said, a little bit of money, a good family, you're gonna double those expectations. So I just want to say I appreciate you getting on here with me. I know you're in Cali, I'm in Ohio. The time is different. It was kind of hard for us to get this connected, but we made it happen, and it was a pleasure having you on here. I just want you to keep winning and have a great season, dominate. I appreciate you though, bro.
I appreciate you, my boy.
This is the winning way, and we're out.
Yes, sir.